So, yan, next slide na tayo. Leveraging the strengths of each type of knowledge. So, magbibigay ako na example, no? Scenario siya. So, let's say si Toma or si Trader Toma, meron siyang deep understanding in technicals, fundamentals, risk management, and etc. Pero may weak understanding siya in his own trading psychology. So, unconsciously niya, hindi naiintindihan talaga yung sarili niyang psychology. Disiplinado naman siya in taking the setups na meron siyang alpha or may edge siya, di ba? So, profitable siya and meron siyang cumulative annual growth rate of 20% per annum, di ba? So, on average, yan yung growth rate niya. So, profitable siya. Sustainable naman. Pero may mga times na meron siyang deep drawdowns. Umabot ng 10%, 20% from its peak. So, let's say, yung 1M niya nag 1.5M and then binabalik niya yung gains na yon paminsan. Binabalik niya yung gains sa tipong from 500k na kita, nagiging 200k na lang. So, malaking profit loss yon, di ba? Malaking drawdown yon. And nangyayari yon when he overtrades and unknowingly or unconsciously revenge trades when his favorite NBA team loses in a game or when a personal problem arises. Example, breaking up with a girlfriend. So, ngayon, since yun lang yung theoretical knowledge niya, doon lang nag-revolve sa current, ngayon, inangat niya yung theoretical knowledge niya. Inaral niya yung mga experiences ng other traders and yung mismong emotional or yung trading psychology ng sarili na pwedeng makaapekto sa pagte-trade, diba? So yun, he now discovers the concept of journaling and emotional spillover. So yung emotional spillover kasi is a concept na yung personal emotions mo, pwedeng mag-intermix yan with your emotions in trading. So let's say, yun nga, for example, naka-experience siya ng breakup or something. Ngayon, madadown siya and pwedeng maghanap siya ng win in the markets, diba? So pwedeng mag-increase siya ng risk or pwedeng mag-overtrade siya or revenge trade. So ngayon, since he is increasing his theoretical knowledge and now religiously journals everything that happens in his life, ngayon, he will be self-aware on possible spillovers to his trading psychology. So yun, no, ito yung sinasabi ko na i-increase mo yung theoretical knowledge mo pero kailangan mo mag-take action. Which is doing something, no? Doing something na para maiangat mo yung practical aspect or pinuput into practice mo siya. So yun, bottom line, theoretical knowledge is knowing what's wrong and why it is wrong. Practical knowledge is doing something about it by implementing action-based tactics to prevent such blunders. So ganun ko siya ini-imply sa inyo, no? Na if may nakikita kayong performance issues, pwede nyong gawin is to read more, learn more on the theoretical aspect, and then mag-apply ka or mag-create ka ng pwedeng action points para maiwasan mo or ma-improve mo yung trading mo. So yun, moving forward. So I hope nakatulong yun, no? So next, strategies for achieving balance. Balance in theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. Unang-una sa lahat, continuous learning and improvement. Yung concept ng Kaizen, no? So kailangan yan in the markets. May continuous learning ka and improvement in the theoretical aspect and the practical aspect. Ibig sabihin lang doon, kailangan, hindi porket na profitable ka na ngayon, magiging profitable ka pa din bukas. Kailangan, tinitignan mo yung mga possible weak points mo or yung current weak points mo and then improve on that. So, dyan papasok yung next, which is seeking feedback and mentorship. Basically, treating feedback as a gift. So, kailangan gino-journal mo talaga lahat ng trades mo. And then, you seek feedback from an accountability person or accountability group or even a mentor, diba? So, kailangan na nakikita nyo parehas yung trade mismo kung saan ka nagkamali or saan ka pwedeng mag-improve pa. So, very important yung feedback, no? Treat feedback as a gift. Pangatlo, periodic self-assessment and reflection. So, kahit na may accountability group ka or mentor ka, yung training kasi is very personal, 'di ba? So, kailangan mo palaging laging mo dapat tinitingnan yung sarili mo, nagre-reflect ka sa sarili mo if may natutunan ka ba today? Naging okay ba yung performance mo in the markets? Ginawa mo ba yung trading routine mo and others? So, kailangan ng periodic self-assessment, no? Kumbaga, sinoscore mo ginagradean mo yung sarili mo every day. In every trading session, 'di ba? So, let's say, parang 4/5, out of 5, 5 yung highest, 1 yung lowest. I-assess mo yung emotional aspect, assess mo yung actual execution mo, and then gradean mo. So, yun. Pangapat, to achieve balance, no? Adjusting your trading approach based on experiences and new knowledge. So, every trade, treat it as a lesson. Hindi porket na winning trade yan, wala ka na matutunan, 'di ba? Meron kang matututunan on losing trades and winning trades. On losing trades, how you can improve your risk taking or saan ka ba nagkaroon ng blunders. Yung winning trades naman, pwedeng hindi mo masabi, pwedeng may mga mali ka ding ginawa, 'di ba? So, kailangan tinitake into account mo na meron kang new knowledge na makukuha on each trade na tinitake mo. So, next is approaching theory and practice through routine and habit building. So, building a trading routine na nag-revolve sa practical application on the trading system na kinreate mo based on theoretical knowledge base, no? So, ini-imply ko lang na mag-create ka ng trading routine based on your trading system, no? Na binase mo sa current theoretical knowledge base mo. So, isa to sa mga pinaka-basic na trading routine sheet na pinapakita ko, no? So, ito yung log date. Ito yung pinaka-importanting question before you start your trading day. Am I in the condition physically, mentally, and emotionally to trade for today? Yes or no lang yan. Hindi pwedeng maybe. If maybe, gawin mo na lang no. So, very important na physically available ka, mentally available, and emotionally available ka to trade. Lalo na if you're day trading or swing trading crypto, no, or the US markets. So, kailangan aware ka kailangan present ka in these three aspects. So, yan. Yung trading routine checklist, meron yung time block, and then, checkan mo lang yan if nagawa mo na yan. So, in this case, pinakaunang task na need mong gawin is to check the market breadth or market bias. So, let's say, ang method mo is through looking at the Crypto 20 or Bitcoin, Ethereum, para ma-check mo yung market bias, no? If current bias is bearish, then next na pwede mong gawin is to scan for pairs with setups to trade directly with the market bias. So, meron yung time blocks. Yung 1500, military time lang yan. 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. So, next is around 3:15 to 3:45. Ito na yung ginagawa mo. Nag-scan ka na. By 3:45 to 4 p.m., dapat makapag-set ka na ng stop orders or limit orders for your top 3 pairs with setups. Tapos maglalagay ka lang ng certain amount of risk per setup, 'di ba? 0.5 war each. So yan yung parang generic na trading routine. Yan very important na meron kang setup na tine-trade, no. Hindi porket na nakita mo lang yung pair na maganda, mag-enter ka na, 'di ba? So yun. Pagpatak ng alas 4, mag-open na rin yung market, London session, magkakaroon ng liquidity yung market. So, maaaring ma-trigger na yung positions mo. So, around that time, 4 to 6 p.m. or even 4 to 12 midnight, ma-manage mo yung position mo and then yung mga open risk mo. So, every after trading session, dapat meron kang score out of 5, no? Ito yung execution score, ito yung emotional rating mo. So, yung 5 ibig sabihin parang balance ka, hindi ka masyadong nangarag or whatever. So, ano yan, medyo subjective lang, no? Yung score mo dito, it's how you performed in this task points. So, kunyari, 4 out of 4, nagawa mo ng maayos, pwedeng 5 over 5 yung i-score mo sa sarili mo. So, parang ganun. So, pwede nyo yan i-edit or gumawa kayo ng sarili nyong trading routine checklist. So, next is yung milestone sheet as a way to gauge your theory and practice, no? So, this serves as goals to help you build action points to achieve these milestones. So, parang ilagay nyo lang sa isang Google Sheet yung mga milestones na pwede mong ma-achieve, no? So, for example, incurred less than 1 VAR loss in a losing day. So, pag na-achieve mo yan, checkan mo, that's a win. Gain 2% portfolio gain in a day. So, let's say, 1K USD yung portfolio mo, nag-gain ka ng $200. So, okay na rin yun, di ba? Ay, ano pala, nag-gain ka ng $40, parang gano'n. So, ano na yan? Checkan mo na yan. That's a win. So, parang meron kang task list or goal list, no, na nilalagay na pwede mong gawin as a roadmap, di ba? Or as a guide, di ba? So, yun. On the other hand, pwede ka rin mag-create ng trading demon tracking sheet. So, these are for the purpose na matrack mo kung ano ba dapat yung hindi mo ginagawa theoretically and in actual practice. So, ito yung mga bagay na hindi mo dapat ginagawa. Dapat tinatrack mo din yan. If one trading demon is checked, i-punish mo yung sarili mo by not trading the next day. Or pwedeng any kind of punishment, tipong mag-jogging ka 1 hour, maglakad ka 1 hour, or magbuhat ka ng something for 30 minutes, ganyan. So, parang kailangan merong punishment bawat pagkakamali. Kasi, tao lang tayo, nanggaling lang din tayo sa unggoy, hindi talaga tayo natututo if walang punishment. If walang self-punishment. Parang yun lang yung sa akin. Depende yun sa'yo if trip nyo yun. Pero yun yung trip ko. And yun yung nag-work din sa akin. So, every wrong move, kailangan may punishment. Ayun, important thing to do is evaluate why you did it and ano yung nag-motivate sa'yo na gawin yun. Then, create action points na makapag-prevent sa'yo in experiencing that in experiencing that event again. So, let's say, nag-revenge trade ka. Yan. Or, hindi ka sumunod sa trade plan mo. Inusog mo yung stop loss mo. Inusog mo yung take profit target. Inusog mo yung take profit point mo. Or whatever. Checkan mo yan. Ilagay mo yung screenshot, link of proof, or parang log. 'Di ba? Para lang maalala mo, 'di ba? Or may link ka para maalala mo. So, ngayon, ang gagawin mo niyan is don't trade the next day as a punishment or do any kind of punishment. Then, i-enumerate mo, mag-evaluate ka, bakit nangyari yun. So, kunyari, nag-revenge trade ka kasi nagkaroon ka ng 2 VAR loss in that losing day. So, alam mo na nag-revenge trade ka kapag mas madami kang mas madami kang na-experience na losses. Parang kumbaga gusto mong bumawi, 'di ba? Ngayon, ang next mong gawin, if napansin mong 2 VAR loss ka na, pwede mong gawin, patayin mo kagad, i-shutdown mo kagad yung PC mo. Mag-logout ka sa lahat ng broker accounts mo sa Binance mo or whatever. Parang kailangan meron kang trigger or kailangan may action point ka talaga na need gawin para ma-prevent mo yan. So, yun. Parang ganun lang yung approach na yun. So, yan. Meron tayong milestone sheet. Meron tayong trading demon tracking sheet. So, bridging the gap na yung ginagawa natin. Na theoretical knowledge, alam natin yung mga dapat hindi gawin. Then, nandito na tayo sa practical or in practice na natin siya ginagawa, 'di ba? In practice na natin siya ginagawa na hindi mo tinatrack na natin siya, 'di ba? So 'yun, bridging the gap by having a concrete program to follow. So yun naman yung main point ng ano, 'di ba? Ng lesson na to is to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. So sa akin, nung nag-start ako, tinitreat ko siya as like a training program, no? Parang pag nagbubuhat ka, 8-week program siya or 12-week program in which ito lang yung gagawin mo talaga. Day in and day out. So for example, 2 trading blocks yan or 2 training blocks na 4 weeks each. Then Monday to Friday yung trading days mo, London and US session only. So from 4:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. ka lang nagte-trade. Pwedeng ibahin mo, pwedeng US session ka lang nagte-trade or London session. Depende sa'yo. Meron ka lang sinusundan na checklist. So for example, 1.5 hour realized max per day lang. Ito yung mga non-negotiables mo, tipong 1.5 hour lang. Next is max of 6 trades lang dapat per day with 0.25 var each per setup or per trade. Next is market breadth or market bias check every day. Basically, kailangan chine-check mo yung market bias before you start your day. Pangapat is the setup of choice na nag-resonate sa'yo. So, for example, in this case, only continuation setups at 15-minute time frame on the current market bias or direction. So, kunyari, long bias or bullish, only take continuation setups at the 15-minute time frame na dapat long yung ginagawa mo, then vice versa. Lastly, only stop market orders yung need mong gawin. Since parang buy on breakout ka or buy on breakdown, ito lang dapat yung ginagawa mo from Monday to Friday for 4 weeks. 'Di ba? Na meron kang sinaset up na stop market orders with stop loss and TP bracket orders. So yan, mga non-negotiables yan. Dapat sinusunod mo yan. Day in and day out for 4 weeks. Ngayon, pag natapos na yung 4 weeks, dito ka na sa trading block 2. Ini-increase mo na yung VAR mo, binabawasan mo na yung number of trades mo, inaangat mo yung risk mo per trade. So basically, parang may progressive overload na nangyayari. So same thing, meron kang market breadth check or market bias check every day. And same thing, dapat kung ano yung continuation setups na ginagawa mo or kung ano yung setups mo na ginagawa sa block 1, yun lang din dapat yung ginagamit mo on block 2. Ngayon, lastly, pwede ka na magdagdag ng other order types or whatever. So, pwede mong ibahin din yan, di ba? So, basically, nag-explore ka na or nag-move forward ka na to other techniques. So, yan lang yung basic template, no? Pwede nyo yung ibahin kung ano yung tingin nyo mag-work sa inyo, di ba? Basically, yung objective niyan lang talaga is mag-practice ka, mag-trade ng actual money, di ba? Mag-trade ng actual money. And ina-apply mo yung theoretical knowledge, di ba? And you learn from each trade. For sure, may matututunan ka on each trade. So, very important na gina-journal mo lahat ng trade mo. So, yan, you can create your own. Step 1, ito yung mga steps, no? Step 1, consolidate all your TA and risk management concepts. Basta yung knowledge mo, yung mga theoretical knowledge mo, consolidate mo, lagay mo sa papel or sa isang notebook. Then, next step niyan is create a trading routine, no? Create a trading routine in which built upon that theoretical knowledge base, di ba? Na makakatulong sa'yo para ma-achieve mo yung gusto mong ma-achieve, which is to be profitable and to have a sustainable trading business. Pangatlo, i-enumerate mo yung non-negotiables mo in your risk management, of course, like this one. Pangapat, consolidate your setups na nag-resonate sa'yo and your trading style. So, pwede mo naman ibahin yan, di ba? Pwedeng mean reversion setups or buy on support, pwedeng bounce, whatever. Depende kung ano yung nag-resonate sa'yo. Strictly lang na dapat nilalagay mo lang dito yung mga setups na gagawin mo. And lastly, focus on progressive overload in terms of risk. So, you only increase risk if na-achieve mo na or natapos mo na tong trading block na yan. And nakakita ka ng magandang results, 'di ba? Na naging profitable ka or na-manage mo talaga na yung risk, na-manage mo talaga na maayos yung risk mo and whatnot. So, yun yung yun yung pwede, doon ka na pwede mag-increase ng risk if nakuha mo na yung momentum mo. So, ganun. Pwedeng gawin mong 12 weeks yan, then 3 trading blocks or training blocks, tigko 4 weeks each. Basically, yan, training program yan na dapat mong gawin. So, yun, that's how you bridge the gap, no? That's how you bridge the gap. So, in closing, gusto ko lang sabihin, put in the work, no? So, lagi din sinasabi ni Tomo yan, put in the work or whatever. So, trading is not all academical. This is a performance sport. Hindi porket na mas madami kang alam theoretically, mas magaling ka mag-technical analysis, madami kang alam in risk management, alam mo yung Kelly criterion or whatever, meron ka pang kung ano-ano. Pero if hindi mo siya pinapractice and hindi mo alam paano i-apply yung mga bagay na yun, walang kwenta, 'di ba? This is a performance sport. So, ito yung parang picture na lagi kong nilalagay if in relation to practicing and visualizing everything and applying all your theoretical and practical knowledge. So, si Conor McGregor, nagpa-practice siya sa room niya. Pinapractice niya yung punch niya kay Aldo. Then, wala pang isang minuto, no, na pa-knockout niya na. Kasi na-visualize niya na, pinapractice niya na yung, niya, yung alas niya, di ba? So, yun yung importante. Pinapractice mo yung need mong gawin. So, yun. That ends my learning session. I hope may natutunan kayo. If may tanong kayo, please put it in the comment section. If may concerns kayo or direct questions, pwede nyo ako i-PM. Pwede nyo i-PM yung CS team namin or customer service team. So, yun. Ingat kayo and God bless. See you in the next lessons.